welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, also known as Alex Plays on TikTok. And for today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 10 mods for smoother gameplay slash bug fixes. So this video is primarily for those who are new to Sims or new to adding mods to the Sims game. The number one question I always get are what are my favorite mods, and it's really hard because everybody's preferences are different. But I think these mods that I'm going to show you are beneficial for anyone who is playing Sims, and it doesn't really matter about like what type of gameplay you prefer or like aesthetics. It's only just about having a smoother gameplay while you're playing the game. So in my opinion, if you play Sims, you should have these mods in your game. I also recommend, if you are watching this and there are some mods that I don't cover, which I know is going to happen because again, there's so many, I highly encourage you to comment your fave mods for smoother gameplay, and that way we can kind of just help each other out. So first, I'm going to start with doing a little mini tutorial on how to download a mod and then make sure that the mods are being read in your game. So the mod that I'm going to be installing is remove Sims from conversations. And another question that I get on my videos is, where can I find the mod? All you have to do is go onto Google or whatever search engine, type in the mod, and then say Sims 4 mod, and it'll pop up. Like, I promise you. Most of the places that you will find mods to download are The Sims Resource, CurseForge, Patreon, and Tumblr. Those four are the ones that I primarily download mods from. So as you can see here, we're on Patreon. I would highly recommend reading what's on the page. I know sometimes they're super long. This one's pretty short, but just make sure there's no other mods that would interact with this, or if it's like outdated, or maybe you need something else in order for this mod to work. That's also very important. And they usually always have a paragraph about how to install the mod into your game. And this one is pretty much the same way that you download all the other mods. So I'll go ahead and just like walk you through that. I'm just gonna go ahead and click on this to download it. By the way, I am downloading on a PC. Okay, and then as you can see here, this has been downloaded. So we're gonna go to our downloads. So here is my downloads. This is in a zip folder, so we just have to make sure to unzip it. And so now it's been extracted and we have a script file and a package. First, you need to find your mods folder, and I'll put on the screen the usual path that you need to get to your mods folder. And then once you found your mods folder, we'll go ahead and open that up. So this one is mine. I have it all organized, and so since this is just a regular like mod, I'm just going to go ahead and drag these over to my mods folder. Something that is very important also is, if you want to organize your mods and put them into folders, you have to make sure that you're not putting them more than one folder deep. So what I mean by that is, so we're here, we go into the mods folder, and this is where all our mods are. So these folders that are here, everything that's in it is going to be read, and that's fine. But let's say I open my mods folder. I'm in my mods and overrides folder, the one that I created. And if I were to create another folder in here, and then let's say like I want to separate it by creators. So this one is Little Miss Sam, and if I wanted to put Little Miss Sam folder here and then put all of her mods in there, they're not going to be read. I think it's only for script files, but just to be safe, I don't put anything in another folder. I just leave it all there. Okay, so now we have downloaded the mod and then put it into our mod folder, and now we're going to open up our game. Okay, so now we are at the main menu in the Sims game, and what we want to do now is make sure that mods are enabled. So we're going to go into options, game options, and then other, and then we have to make sure that these two are check marks. So enable custom content and mods, and script mods allowed. So you have to make sure that both of these are check marked, and then apply changes. You are going to have to restart your game if this wasn't checked before, so just go ahead and restart it. And that is it for downloading a mod. Congratulations, you did it. It's very easy. Again, some mods have like specific instructions that you need to do, so it's always important to read the instructions that the creator has on there, and so just keep that in mind. But we have the mods enabled in our game, so let's get into the top 10 mods. The first mod that we are going to be talking about is Better Exceptions by Twisted Mexi. I think this is very important if you are going to download mods, because this helps you figure out which mods are outdated, which ones are conflicting with each other. It just like makes sure all your mods are running smoothly and lets you know about it. So usually if there is some type of error or conflict, or if you've just updated the game because there's a new patch that came out, as soon as you load into the game that you are playing, there will be a pop-up on the screen and it'll say like, it's patch day, do you want me to run the scanner? Or it'll say like, hey, something's wrong with your mods, I'm going to run a report to figure out like what it is. So that is very, very helpful. In this case, it didn't pop up for me because all of my mods are good, but I'm going to show you what the reports look like. Well, the first one I'm going to show you is the patch compatibility scanner. This one is the one that runs whenever there's a new patch in the game. Okay, so this is the report, and something that's very important to note here is this part. So this is a patch day scanner, not an exception report. This report does not mean any exception occurred. The mods on this list are only loose, better safe than sorry recommendations. These are suggested starting points, and that's it. So this doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with the mods that are listed here. It's just, again, a recommendation. And it's very important to note that, because I've seen a lot of people go into the creators comment section and be like, you need to update your mod because it's outdated, because it showed up on this report. And that's not necessarily what it means. These mods that are listed here, I've been playing with them and I haven't got any type of error. Like, they work, they're just fine. The next one that I use a lot is locate all UI mods. So what UI is, I believe it stands for user interface. For UI, that means like anything right here. So for example, this whole bar down here. So if you have UI mods that are outdated, this area can look very weird. And so can build by, and whenever you open like game options. But if your game ever looks like that, it's because you need to update the UI mods. So this will pop up if something is wrong with the UI mod. And then right here, this is a list of all my mods that I have that are affecting my UI in some way. That doesn't mean that they are broken. It just means these are my UI mods. It's just a list. And with all of these, as you can tell, my UI is not messed up. So all of these mods that I've been using in here have not been affecting my game in any way. That, I think, is the most important mod to have if you are going to have just mods in your game, because it helps you keep track of which ones you need to update, and that way like your game isn't messed up. So I very highly recommend this mod. The next mod that we're going to be talking about is MC Command Center. This one is very well known because it's that good. I'm not going to get into everything it can do, because honestly there's so much that it can do and I don't even know how to do all of it. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I use the most. So in order to access MC Command Center, you can either do it by clicking on the computer. I think you can do it by clicking on the mailbox as well. The ones that I usually click on the sim, and then I go to MC Command Center here, and then MC Dresser. So this is really helpful because you can change your sim's outfit just right here, and it'll automatically change it. Like, they don't have to go to a closet, or they don't have to do that little spin around. It will just automatically change it. So if I click for her to wear this outfit, she just changed and I didn't have to do anything else. So that one's really good, but I also use it a lot for copy and paste. When you first create a sim and it's their everyday outfit and you put like all of their accessories and their makeup and you're like, oh, they look so pretty, and then you go to like the formal wear, all of the makeup and accessories gets erased, and it's so frustrating. So if you want them to have same type of makeup and accessories in each outfit, this is really helpful, because let's say for what she's wearing now, if I want to copy the makeup that she has and put it somewhere else, I can do that. So I can just click copy and paste, and then I'll say copy makeup, and then I'll go and click another outfit that I want her to wear. So then I'll click on this outfit. And then she already has makeup on this, but I'll just show this as an example. You click on the next outfit and then you go back to the copy and paste, and you can put paste makeup, or you can put paste makeup to all outfits, which is so helpful because you don't have to add all the makeup and accessories in every single outfit that you have. This is one of my most used for sure. Okay, I actually had to come to a computer to show you this one. So for this one, I'm going to MC Command Center, and then I'm going to go to mccc settings, and then I'm going to go to gameplay settings, and then game time speed. So this is what I use to make the sim days go by slower, because I feel like they go by too fast sometimes. And then it shows right here the minimum value, max value, and then the default. So I have mine set to 35, which I feel like is pretty good. I like that number. Another one that I use is the maximum household size. So if you have watched my Love Island Let's Play series, this is the mod that I use in order to have more than 8 sims in one household. So you can do that here. Mine has 12, max value 104. I don't know if you want to do that, but if you wanted to, you could. Another one that I use, we're still at the computer, is MC population. And for this one, I use it for trying not to have random sims generate. I feel like no matter what I do, they still generate. And so what I mean by that is you open a new save, the game already comes with sims already in there, right? Like the regular townies that you see, but more sims generate the longer that you play. When that happens, sometimes all the time, the townies are they're ugly. Like, I know that sounds really mean, but they have the weirdest hair, the weirdest makeup, accessories, and like sometimes they're wearing a bikini top and then jeans, and they just look so bad. I use the MC population setting to fix that as much as I possibly can. So we clicked on MC population. I'm going to populating settings, and then I'm going to go to import tray settings, and then import tray sim %, and then I put 100. So what this means is the sims that I have saved in my library, in my gallery, they will populate into the games. It won't be random townies that have all these weird costumes and makeup. It's going to be people that I've already made that are in my library. And then import tray sim type, I have it for any saved sim. Limit import by tags, I do have this enabled, and so if there's certain sims that I don't want to be generated into a game, I just have to put a tag on there. Include clothing, I put enabled. Sim name, skip sim if a name exists. So sometimes I do have sims that I've saved more than once, so this makes sure that they don't pop up twice. And then import bypass appearance, this will just make sure I have this enabled. This will make sure that the way that I created the sim is the way that they're going to be. So if you don't have this enabled, the sim itself will still show up, but they're most likely gonna have their outfit changed, and I don't want that. And if you want more information on this part, I highly recommend Large Tater Tots video, because this is where I found out how to do this. We'll link her video down below, but that's where she explains it a lot more in depth than I will. But this is one of the settings that I use in MC population so that there's no random townies walking around. I'm not even scratching the surface on what this mod can do. There's so much more. Those are just the most important ones that I use. So this is an optional mod. I'm not including this one in the actual list because although it is a base game mod, it's not base game friendly, and I'll explain that a little bit more. So this mod is NPC fashion. So it basically has a preset of outfits that random sims can wear. So you can see here, if you're tired of ridiculously dressed NPCs, or you want your newly generated NPCs being dressed at least not like weirdos and you are using MC Command Center, then this file is a solution. This file contains 125 unique female outfits, 120 unique male outfits. So the reason why I say it's not base game friendly, as they say down here, they have a little disclaimer about how they have all like the EPs and the packs and whatnot. So that means that some of these outfits may be broken. So if you don't have a good majority of the packs, you will have to go in and edit them anyways. So this is just an optional mod that I wanted to bring up because, like I said, I feel like no matter what I do, there's always going to be random townies walking around. So if they do happen to get through, at least I kind of have this to help out with that. And they even say here's some more mods. I highly recommend these two: no makeup and no accessories on randomized sims, and presets selection for randomized sims. And then just make sure to follow these directions on installation and then the settings that you need to put into MC Command Center for this to work in your game. This next mod is called UI Cheats Extension. Same with this mod, there's so much that you can do with it, and I'll try to show you as much as I can. So for example, like if I wanted to change how much money she has, I can click on, I think it's left click, yeah, left click, and then it just added some money. Or I can right click and then let's say I want her to have 10 simoleons. I can set it and then there is 10. You can also cheat the needs just by clicking on where you want it. So for example, her bladder, I can just click to this spot and it'll automatically just fill to the spot where I clicked it. If I want it to go lower, it can go lower. If I want it to go higher, it'll go higher. You can also change the time of the game. So if I right click here and if I want it to be, let's say 9 in the morning, I'm just going to put 9. Press play, and then there you go, it just turned to 9 a.m. You can also change the weather as well. So again, right click. Most of these things you can do just by right clicking it. So I right clicked on the weather and I can change it to, it's partly cloudy now. I can change it to sunny. It doesn't usually do it right away. It kind of like takes, you know, a little bit of time and then it'll change. And then if I wanted to raise her skill, let's say for example, comedy, I'm going to right click it and I can choose what level I want it to be at. Or she doesn't have a job, but if she had a job, you can also do the promotion as well by just right clicking on the job. Also, if they're in school, you can raise their grades that way too. The next mod that we're going to be talking about is more columns in CAS. And as you can see, I have 5 columns in my Create a Sim. So the regular Sims game only comes with 2 columns and it is the most annoying thing ever. I'm sorry, but it really is. And it's so hard to find things, especially again, if you're getting into mods and downloading custom content, you're going to have so much more in your Create a Sim, and to only have 2 columns is a crime. Even if you don't have custom content, I still think it's super useful because it's so much easier to find everything that you're looking for. While we are in CAS, another mod that I am going to be talking about is Stand Still in CAS. And I really love this one because in the regular game, when you're in Create a Sim, they move so much and sometimes it can get kind of frustrating because I'm trying to look at how something looks on them, but then they keep moving their head or like they're smiling weird or their eyebrows like get raised up really weird, and it's hard for me to tell what it's going to look like when they keep moving, and I don't know, it's just frustrating to me. This next mod is Control Any Sim, and pretty self-explanatory, means you can control any other sim that you want even if they're not in your household. So right now I just have Isla, and then I'm going to control this sim here. This is Natalia. I am just going to go ahead and click on her, go to actions, and then control sim. And once I do that, now I am under Natalia and I can just tell her what to do. So let's just have her sit here and she will go ahead and do that. And if you've played Sims for a while, you know, like people are always doing things that you don't want them to do, or you're like, can you move? Can you go that way? Like, do something else, go elsewhere, and they just don't. That's what I really like about this mod, is that you can have them do whatever you want, or if you're filming something and you want something in a certain way, you can just go ahead and control those sims and make them do exactly what you want. And then to stop controlling them, I am just going to go ahead and click again, go back to options or actions, and then don't control sim, and it'll automatically just take her off. The next one I want to show you is the mod that we downloaded earlier, which is remove sims from conversations. This one is also pretty self-explanatory. So let's say I'm going to talk to, this is me. So let's say I'm going to talk to Elle here. If you see all of these people in here, if you want to remove them from a conversation, you just have to right click them and they're gone. And I know that may seem like it's not a big deal, but trust me, like when you just talk to one sim, it gets really frustrating when like all these other sims are getting involved in the conversation. The other one is it's steady, sit, and see any sim. And so for this one, I believe you do need to download XML injector. Don't ask me what that is because I don't really know, but I just know you need that in order for this mod to work. And there's also a lot of other mods that require it as well. So make sure to download that. I'll make sure to link that as well. But this, it keeps it so sims aren't getting up all the time, because that's another thing. Again, we're kind of getting into like the bug fixes of the game, but they will sit for like a second and then they'll get back up, which can be so frustrating. So I can make her sit and she will sit there for a while. I can also have somebody else sit here. So let's have Elle sit there and stay there, because if not, they will get up. And again, this one might not seem that important, but it's so frustrating, especially when they're like going out to dinner with someone and they go to the table, they like go sit down at the table and then they get back up and they leave. No, just sit down, please. The next one we're going to be talking about is Smarter Pie Menu by Twisted Mexi. And this one, oh my goodness, I went so long without this mod and I don't know how I did that. But this kind of breaks everything, all the conversations up, which is really helpful. So if I click on, where'd she go? Oh, I left. Okay, well, let's go with Anastasia instead. So if I go here and click on friendly, it breaks everything up, which is helpful. But the main thing that I use it for is if I'm trying to look for one interaction, I can actually just type it in. So if I want to put get to know, I'll just type in, oh, if I spell it right, oh, get to know, and then I can go ahead and just find it there. And it makes life so much easier, because if not, I have to like go in. I don't even know where it's at, actually. I don't even know where it is. Would it be like in small talk? Oh yeah, it's in small talk. See, but that takes so long. If you're trying to look for one interaction, it can be so hard to find it. So if you just type it in, you can find it so quick. This next mod is called Phone Call Overhaul. And another thing that's annoying in the Sims game is that everyone is calling you. It doesn't matter if you don't know them or if you've talked to them once. They're all up on your phone, asking you questions, inviting you places and whatnot. And so this mod adds some conditions to have people be able to call you. That has helped with all of the phone calls. If you want to see the settings, you just shift and click on the mailbox. And then I'm going to phone call overhaul. And then as you can see right here, you could do prefer local venues. For example, Isla, she's in Windenburg. Sometimes she'll get an invitation to go to a bar in Sulani. And I mean, this is a game, so I mean, she can go, but it's just not realistic in my eyes. So that's why I like having this as well, because it allows you to, instead of going to a bar in Sulani, it's going to pick locations that are in Windenburg, where she lives or where she's at. And then this one is an optional mod, but it is an add-on for phone call overhaul, and it's called delayed invitations. So in the Sims game, if someone invites you out, you basically have to leave at that moment. So it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of something or you need to take care of your Sims needs, like you have to leave at that moment or you have to say no, which isn't very realistic and also kind of annoying. So this add-on is pretty self-explanatory from the title. It gives you a window of time between when you actually have to go and meet the person, and they have some examples on here. Of course, Dawn is trying to hit up Bella. Dawn is asking Bella on a date, and you can see here the options. I'm free tomorrow morning, I'm free tomorrow afternoon, I'm free tomorrow evening, sorry, I'm too busy. So it gives you that option to select when you want to go. And then once it gets to that point, like for example, if we said, sure, I'm free tomorrow morning, once tomorrow morning comes around, they'll call you again and say like, hey, are we still on to, you know, go do this or whatever. This mod gives you that option to hang out at a later time. So that is all the mods that I wanted to show you today. I know some of them kind of seem like such small mods, but I promise you, if you have them in your game, it's just so much better. I highly recommend these mods. They save my sanity because one thing about The Sims is there's definitely some things that need to be fixed. I'm so thankful to all of these creators for creating these mods because they help me so much when I'm playing my game. But again, please make sure to comment and let me know what your favorite mods are for smoother gameplay. Let's help each other out. I know I didn't mention, I mean, these were only my top 10. I do have more, but I feel like these are the ones that I recommend everyone having in their game. Also, please let me know what other types of videos you want me to do, other mod recommendations in terms of like aesthetics or gameplay. I would be so happy to share those. Please like the video to support the channel, and thank y'all so much for watching. Bye!